Welcome to Exam Sale. In this quick guide we walk through the syllabus for the Pre-Professional Skills Test, PPST, Mathematics Section so you know exactly what to study. The PPST Math section is divided into 5 domains with exact weights: Algebra 30%, Functions 30%, Number and Quantity 15%, Geometry 15%, and Calculus 10%. Each domain is assessed with conceptual and scenario-based questions and has a listed difficulty and estimated learning time. Altogether the recommended study time sums to 100 hours based on the domain estimates provided. Algebra carries 30% of the exam weight and is marked hard with an estimated 30 hours of study. You will reason with equations, inequalities, and the structure of expressions including polynomial and rational arithmetic. Expect to interpret and rewrite expressions, perform operations on polynomials, connect zeros and factors, create and solve linear and quadratic equations, and reason through rational and radical equations. Systems and algebraic reasoning add solving systems of linear and mixed equations, graphical representations, the binomial theorem, and justifying steps with algebraic properties. Functions also accounts for 30%, is hard, and recommends 30 hours of preparation. You will master the concept of a function, use function notation, and analyze representations from graphs, tables, and equations to build models. Study transformations, inverse functions, compositions, and how parameter changes affect behavior, and focus on modeling with linear, quadratic, and exponential functions. Trigonometry appears in the function models, so learn unit circle definitions, periodic modeling, identities, inverse trig evaluation, and the laws of sines and cosines for applied scenarios. Number and quantity makes up 15% of the test, is medium in difficulty, and recommends 15 hours of study. This domain covers the real and complex number systems, extending exponent rules to rational exponents and working with rational and irrational numbers, radicals, and absolute values. You will perform arithmetic with complex numbers, represent them on the complex plane and in polar form, and apply the fundamental theorem of algebra. The domain also includes vectors and matrices, representing vectors, addition and scalar multiplication, matrix operations, determinants for 2x2 and 3x3 matrices, and using matrices to solve linear systems and model physical quantities like force and velocity. Geometry is 15% of the exam, medium difficulty, with a 15-hour study estimate. Focus on congruence and similarity through transformations and rigid motions, and practice proving theorems about lines, angles, triangles, and similarity relationships. You will use trigonometric ratios in right triangles, perform geometric constructions, and work with circle theorems, arc lengths, and sector areas. The domain also asks you to translate geometric descriptions to equations for conic sections, use coordinates to prove facts algebraically, calculate volumes of solids, and apply geometry to real modeling problems. Calculus comprises 10% of the exam, is hard, and suggests 10 hours of study time. Begin with limits and continuity, including one-sided limits, limits at infinity, the intermediate value theorem, and the squeeze theorem to analyze function behavior. Then focus on differentiation and integration. Understand the derivative as a limit and a rate of change. Apply power, product, quotient, and chain rules, and use derivatives for optimization and related rates. Learn the fundamental theorem of calculus, techniques of substitution, and how to evaluate definite and indefinite integrals to find areas under curves. To wrap up, use the domain weights to guide your study time and focus more on algebra and functions, which together form 60% of the exam. Practice conceptual and scenario-based problems across domains. Aim for the suggested 100 hours total, and review sample materials from the official PPST resources to reinforce weak areas before test day.